Well, hello, world. I am going live on YouTube. Really not sure how this goes. I've shared it to all of the platforms. So if you guys are here, thank you so much for joining me. Also, if you're here for the first time, do hit the like and or the subscribe button so that you guys can partake in me becoming branded on YouTube so that everything else can be in alignment like all of my other social media. I'm doclqj. Um, and today I'm going to talk about higher power, creating space for you to get more acquainted with, travel the path of discovery to, and be able to clearly articulate what that means for you. And so, for those of you who are on the clinical side or clinicians, we use the higher power exercise in cognitive behavioral theories like DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, in specifics. Um, to be specific, to help people kind of attune or tune into their spiritual being, right? And sometimes understanding our higher power is a segue for us to become more balanced or lead lives that we are 100% satisfied with and autonomous, not doubtful about, and we feel empowered. So, what is a higher power? Oftentimes, I go through the process with my clients. I am a psychotherapist. Oftentimes, I do go through the process with them as they tackle this particular assignment, and they're doing self inquiry, trying to find out what is it for me? What is this thing? How does it manifest in my life? It's important to understand that a higher power for some of us doesn't have to be God. A higher power for some of us doesn't have to be the universe. But a higher power, definitively speaking, is the element that gives you strength to go on, to persevere, to continue to be persistent in your trials in life and tribulations in life through all of those stepping stones and continue your path in life, regardless of what you may be combated with, without you having to be stagnated. That's what your higher power is. And for some people, it's the idea of negative outcome, a negative consequence, or not of not when it comes to not doing whatever. So for some of us, we get up every day, we go to work because we don't want to be homeless. Or we get up every day and we go to work because we don't want to not be able to pay the bills, right? We don't want to be in a particular situation where we have to lean and depend on other people more so than we have to do that leaning and depending on self, because we want to feel independent. And so your higher power is that force behind you that gives you motivation, that gives you hope, that makes you more resilient to the challenges that life presents to us along the journey. And so that's what that is. People are like literally seeds, right? We're planted and we have to continuously become, right? Once we have become, we are done. There's nothing else for us to know. There's nowhere else for us to grow. And then now on this path in our life, we're dead physically. The spirit, however, continues to live on. So what motivates your spirit, even now in this space, to continue to thrive, to continue to try, even when sometimes it looks like it's unlikely that the outcome that you're expecting is going to actually come out in that way? What's something that motivates you to dig deep and to keep going? Is that an internal voice? Is it the moon and the stars? Is it the galaxy? Is it the universe? What is it? So, as you navigate this path of discovery, if you find that you're lost, when you ask that question, what is my higher power? What does it look like? What's my motivation for continuing to try, right? Even though it's been difficult, even though it may seem like I'm in a losing battle, even though it may seem like I'm not necessarily getting what I need to get out of this experience. What is my higher power, right? You might find that higher power for you right now in this moment is family. You might find that it's your friends. You may find that it's yourself. So who then are you? What about you makes you continue to, thrive, to continue to try and thrive, to continue to push past, persevere? What about you? What about that thing makes that apparent? Once you've discovered that, we now need to understand or clarify that we found the right thing as our higher power. Because once you've discovered what your higher power concept is, the thing is, your life turns over a whole different leaf. And now you live life and you walk this path spiritually and literally in a different way. You shift your perspectives. Because now, when you do feel like you're hopeless, when you do feel like you can't go on, when you do feel like there is probably no way to get over this or get through this, now you have something to cue you back into the fight, right? Back onto the beaten path. And so you have to now verify that, okay, this is what it is. And the verification process looks like looking into how you demonstrate that this is your higher power naturally. What do you do in your everyday life, right? In your routines that reflect that that's your higher power? What's something that you've noticed about you that aligns with the fact that this is your truth? Okay, so after you find that out, now you move into a different space. And after you've articulated three solid things that you feel like resonate with you as to how it is that these are things that align with this being your higher power, how does that show in your interactions with other people then? Right? So what does your ministry look like? So when you talk to other people, are you reflective of your higher power? Does something about your higher power reflect in your conversations, in your interactions with them? Like, what is it that other people can see in you, right, to motivate them? Because we're all systemically connected to continue, but it's because of your higher power. What are some of those things? 3 things in that domain as well. So once you're able to find these things, resonate with, and have it just kind of click, then that higher power now becomes a source for you to gain new insights on how to be radical about your acceptance of things that you don't have control over in life, and reduce the anxiety and depression and frustration in your life. So you're no longer easily agitated. Nobody else typically will have control of you, because what happens if a person is able to move you in a direction that they desire, that wasn't a part of your anticipated plan, now they have control. That's just what it is. And so the way that you get that power back, you do the honest self-reflection and allow that to manifest a new concept of your life, of your becoming, of your being. Because we will find out new things about ourselves every single day as we are on this journey to becoming. It's about whether or not you can accept the things that you absolutely have no control over, and whether or not you can employ methods in your life that allow you to radically accept that and move forward with your purpose on your path. And so, in trying to identify your higher power, if you find that you have a stagnation of sorts and you become stuck, like, oh, I don't see, I can't see, I don't know, then there are a couple of exercises that you can do to help you align your spirit in its search for truth. One of my favorite things is stargazing. I'm a real big nature buff. I like gazing at the stars at night and at the clouds during the day. Find yourself a very comfortable spot. Get you a nice blanket or something to lie on the ground outside in the element in the afternoon, or late in the evening when it's cooler, if it's summertime. and just spend some time kind of staring into space and allow that to take your mind. The things that resonate with you as you travel that path of discovery, of curiosity. Jot those things down when you come back to. Find out what you've learned about you. What have you discovered in remaining curious about why the stars, why the moon, why the sun, why the clouds, right? Asking yourself all these whys. See what you're naturally inclined to lean towards. And let me know what you discover. If you need help along the pathway, you guys know where to find me. As always, I'm always here to elevate, educate, and incite knowledge within you, about you, around you, and your system. So you guys take care. I love you guys. And if, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, please do so below, somewhere around in here. That would be great. If this video was found on social media, if you could just like it and share it. You never know who needs it, right? We're all connected for some reason. Later days.